All right, guys. So, not everybody knows this stuff. And so if you do, then, not trying to insult your intelligence. But, anyways, we have all of these different containers because I wanted to make them all look the same. Because not only do they fit in the bag better, but it has a more professional look, right? So if you see a thing on Windex on there, you can assure the customer it is actually Windex. We don't buy second-rate stuff. We buy the right thing. All right, so we got Windex in our hand. So the best uses for Windex are glass, mirrors, chrome fixtures, smooth countertops, things that you want no streaks on. Anyways, so spray lightly, okay, wipe with a lint-free cloth or a paper towel, for streak-free shine. So as far as that goes, right, as far as Windex goes, I probably use either paper towels or microfiber. Okay, that's microfiber. Personally, I like this microfiber for glass. So you spray it on, you wipe it off. Okay, when you're wiping things off, you want to go in a figure eight. Okay, figure eight. It's really important. So so that's Windex. Some pro tips, right? Don't use this on wood, on precious stone, on electronics. It's not meant for that. It's got ammonia. You don't want to, fade the plastic, right? You don't want to have it soak into the wood and leave a stain. Porous stone, natural stone. It's not made for this. It needs a special cleaning agent, right? So, okay, that's Windex. We're talking about mirrors, glass, chrome, smooth countertops that aren't, natural stone. All right, so let's see. We also have Murphy's Oil Soap in your bag. All right. The best uses for Murphy's Oil Soap are the thing you shouldn't use Windex on, so which would be wood, sealed wood floors, wood furniture, baseboards, trim. Basically, when you're filling the bottle, which we should try and keep them filled for you, but sometimes it's empty and you need to do it. Follow the instructions on the manual or on the jug. I'm sorry. To dilute this one because it's not a 1-to-1. Okay, so you don't use a lot, but we do run it a little rich, so use 2-to-1. Okay. Don't use it on unfinished or unsealed wood, right? So if somebody's just got like a 2x4 and they want you to clean it, don't use this stuff, right? It's going to soak right into that wood. It's going to look awful. We'll be buying 2x4s, I guess. Anyways, so, the way this works is that you want to dilute it with water, okay, when you mix it up. And then basically you want to apply it with a damp cloth or a mop or, whatever, but you want to dry it immediately, right? Usually you spray it onto the surface, you wipe it off, right? So if you're using it for baseboards, spray it on, wipe it off, okay? Doesn't work good on the glass. It doesn't work good on a lot of surfaces because it can leave somewhat of a residue, but it is great for wood surfaces. So that's what we use this for. Try and get any excess water out to avoid damage when you're dealing with wood. So you don't want to leave it soaked with a puddle there, okay? So CLR or Lime Away or those sort of products, they're really, really good for getting rid of hard water stains. So if you have hard water stains on the inside of on the inside of a shower glass or something like that, this is what you're going to use to get rid of it. Okay. It gets rid of lime scale. It gets rid of rust from the inside of toilets, or sinks or glass shower doors or faucets. I mean, this stuff is almost incredible, right? So you're going to apply it with a sponge or a cloth, let it sit, right? And then rinse it thoroughly, okay? Use gloves and have good ventilation when you're using this one. Don't use it on natural stone or colored grout or metals like aluminum, right? Because this is corrosive and you don't want to destroy it and then I have to buy a fridge or something like that. So very important, right? Not on natural stone, not on colored grout, not on aluminum. All right, but it'll take off some incredible stuff. So we also use another product in there, which is the same, which is calcium line rust remover. It's CLR. So anyways, so the next one is Clorox All-Purpose Cleaner. There it is. Okay, so this stuff, whew, be careful. You could bleach a carpet. You could bleach things with this thing. It's literally has bleach in it, right? It's great for disinfecting kitchen countertops, bathroom surfaces, trash cans, highly touched areas. You know, it's gonna kill it. It's gonna disinfect, right? So use it, but be careful with your clothing. It will bleach it. Right? Be careful on the carpet. If you spray it on there, it will bleach it and I'll be buying a carpet. Okay, so pretend this is just completely bleach, and whatever you spray it on is going to be either really clean or really destroyed. So you're going to need to know the differences on that, right? So anyways, spray it on the surface. You know, dwell time is really important, so let it soak for a little bit. Especially if you're using on grout, you want it to like soak into the porousness of the grout, nooks and crannies or whatever you call them, crags. Anyways, then wipe it clean, you know, on the surface, right? So try to use a white cloth because, again, bleach. Bleach, that's some serious stuff, man. You can't mix this. Mix bleach and Windex. I'm going to tell you in a different training what that'll do, right? You're creating chloroform. Anyways, so avoid fabric, sensitive materials. Always test on a small area first if you're not sure, okay? Same with anything. If you're cleaning something, start in a place that is not going to be super visible. Start in a place you can hide with the toaster or whatever it may be. Because if it gets destroyed, they're going to settle for less money to, you know, help solve the problem. So anyways, so okay, so we also use Dawn Professional grade degreaser, right? Stuff is incredible. Anything with Dawn on it, it just does the trick, right? So this is perfect for greasy kitchen areas, stove tops, vent hoods, cabinets, the inside of microwaves. You know, it's just incredible stuff. If it's greasy, this stuff will do it, right? So spray it on, let it sit for a minute, right? Scrub it, and then wipe it clean. And there you go. Anything greasy just comes right off. It can also be used diluted in a mop bucket. We don't like greasy floors. You're not going to find it, you know, in a residential that's going to need it, but sometimes in a restaurant. So if you're working on the commercial cleaning crew, you'll have different instructions for it, but basically this is great for kitchen areas. All right. So it's not for glass or delicate surfaces, right? Because you know, it's going to leave streaks and stuff. And so when that sort of thing happens, by the way, you always want to look at the surface that you're cleaning from a little bit of an angle and see if you're leaving streaks before you're done. A lot of the time what will happen is you'll use, you know, one of these cleaning agents and it'll be on there and you'll wipe it down. And if you look at it later, once it's dry, you'll see these streaks, right? So you always want to follow up with a dry microfiber. And that's going to keep that from happening, because if you wait, then you're going to have to spray and clean the whole thing down again. Anyways, so let me finish up. So we have one more, and that's 409. Okay, I don't know who's used to it. I like it. It works really, really well, right? It's great for general cleaning, kitchens, bathrooms, break rooms. You know, it cuts through grime, food spills, soap scum. I mean, stuff is great, right? And it disinfects. Okay, so you know, we only refill it with the name brand stuff because that's the only thing that's really works. So it's not a substitute for disinfectants though. Okay, so this will not disinfect something. It works great though for cleaning. Yeah, use it for pre-cleaning before sanitization. Okay, use a separate cloth. okay, for bathroom versus kitchen surfaces. So if you use this, because it's one of those things that you can use in between, you're going to use more of it, but mostly, it's important to use different cloths in different rooms because, again, like we were talking about, you don't want to clean the bathroom or the toilet or any of those things where you're dealing with different things like soap or whatever, and bring that into the kitchen or vice versa.